So, who loves rainbows? I do, and I love the new Spectrum palette from Urban Decay Cosmetics. Hey everybody, today I'm going to be doing a review on the Full Spectrum palette from Urban Decay. This palette is just a huge color bomb. This is not for somebody that likes the no makeup look, a nude look, a neutral look. No, this is for give me the rainbow, give me the Skittles, rain it down on me. Before I get into the full review, let's look at the packaging. So mine's a little dirty because it's been sitting on my vanity for a while. I should have did this review a long time ago. And it features what looks like little lines going across, which I thought was a nice touch. It wasn't too overly loud. Like, the packaging is not loud, which I like. It still looks classy on my dresser. I could put it like this. You don't even know it's a loud palette. You could just think it's a normal palette. Like, it's okay. It's okay, baby. Blend in with everybody else. Nobody has to know that you're super rainbow inside. So the only thing that gives it away is the Urban Decay jeweled part here, which is raised. Look at that, it's kind of raised. It's like an actual jewel on here, and I thought that that was really pretty. It reminded me of the Vice palettes. Now when you open it up, the one thing I don't like is when you open it up, it's not like it has a button that opens up. You have to like tear it apart. I'm like, ah. So once you get it open, you have a huge mirror. Like, look at this mirror, it's ginormous. Like, my whole face, like I can see it. I'm covered. Got it. So you get your whole face in there. You don't have to worry about an itty bitty tiny little mirror. And then you get this beautiful palette, and it comes with a brush. And I dropped the brush somewhere over here. The brush that always come with these is the double-ended brush. Like, one side's a blender, one side's an applier, like a domed eyeshadow brush. So you're really not missing out on anything. Now the colors here, you have different rows, and I feel like each row has something special to it. And I really just want to run through the swatches with you guys really quickly. So let's look at some swatches. As you can see, even though the shades all kind of look alike, like the shades in the second and the third row look very similar, there's distinct differences when it comes to formula, when it comes to opacity. There's a lot going on. Now, when it comes to the second row here, you have your matte shades, which I feel like with other brands would come across as really chalky. These come across as bright. They come across as very pigmented. Of course, if you want them to pop even more on your face, you're going to want to put them over a primer. The NYX Shadow Base in white or the Milk Pencil work really well to get these to super pop. But if you just want to have like a sheer wash of, but if you want to use them in a sheer way, you can use a fluffy end of the brush and you don't have to have them like super opaque on your skin. Now the top row here allows you to create smoky eye looks with the brighter shades, which is a little bit of a you know, you wouldn't really hear those two together, bright and smoky. It's totally possible when you take a lighter shade and you pair it with one of the darker shades on top. Now the bottom row I really enjoyed because it adds that shimmer. So the great thing about this palette is you're going to have 3 different ways to use brighter shades. So if you want to do a smoky eye paired with a bright color, go for it. If you want to go for a shimmery look or you just want to brighten up your smoky look, you can dip into the bottom. They also have some topper shades. Now some people, when I looked at other reviews for this palette, some people complained about Faded, this silver shade here, and also Faded Iced here, this silver shade. People complained about that, and Faded, this purple shade down here. I feel like when it comes to those shades, those are topper shades. So you'll put them over the brighter shades just to add a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of highlight. You'll want to treat those shades like a glitter, meaning you'll want to use some sort of adhesive, some sort of tacky base to put them on. Otherwise, of course, they're going to be sheer. They're not going to perform as they're supposed to. So treat those like the highlights of the palette. They're not, those are the two that's going to break away and they're not going to be as opaque. Now at the very end, we have this shade called Bump, and this is a pure white shade. Now this shade is great because if you're applying it over a primer and you don't have the Milk pencil from NYX or a shadow base that's bright white, you can use this and it will work the same way, and you could still get that brightness if you're tapping the other shades over it, especially if you put the white shade on over primer and then say you use a shade like Goldmine or even Jones. If you use it moist because they're shimmery, you're gonna get that full opacity because you're putting it over white base and you're amping it up by making it moist. You can also use this trick with any of the shades up here except for Iced. So sketch, Gossip to sketch. You got your satiny shades, I wouldn't say matte. You got your satiny shades that you can always layer your shimmer shades on top of. And then if you want to define your shades at all, you have Alchemy to Platonic, your darker shades. So overall, I thought that this palette was really great if you're looking for a brighter look with thoughtful colors, with thoughtful shades and variety. Because a lot of palettes will give you one thing but not the other. They'll either give you sheer washes of color or just bright shades or darken shade, but that's it. They won't give you everything all together. This is giving you everything all together. The only thing that's missing from this palette is neutral tones to pair it with. A lot of palettes do that where they'll do a few pops of color and then they'll give you your basic beige, chocolate brown, black, etc. This palette was like, nope, we're not using that. Everybody does that. We're not going that way. So if you're used to pops of color paired with more neutral tones, this isn't it. However, you can always pair this with other palettes like the Naked palette, pretty much every other palette in existence that has neutral tones. You can pair it with that. So I'm sure that if you're buying this, chances are you have those shades in your collection. If not, you might want to think about that before you pick this up because you're getting just the brights, just the bolds, even the smoky bolds. Like, you're just getting those shades. You're not getting the shades to pair it with except for the white. So be mindful of that. So have you guys picked up the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette? What did you guys think of it? Leave me some comments below. I have filmed a tutorial. I'm wearing some of the shades today. This is the second tutorial using this. I did do one with the purple shades. I'm going to leave both below if you'd like to check them out and see how I use this palette, how I got creative with it. If you like this review and you'd like to see more from me, be sure to subscribe and also hit the bell next to subscribe so you can be notified when I post new stuff so you don't miss any of my content. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and please be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm Recycled Stardust.